So welcome back to my channel. It's Angela. And if you notice, it is Thursday, January 11th, 2024. It is the day after I've gotten out of the hospital. Everything went smoothly. I actually wound up getting out of the hospital yesterday instead of today like they thought I would. But here I am. And I decided to go ahead and do Marlena Teresa's, this is hashtag Decan Walk 2023. I decided to go ahead and do Marlena Teresa's spread for Capricorn 3. It is this Sun in Capricorn, which is the Sun card in the Devil. The Four of Pentacles is the card that associates with this Decan. And I've already done the spread. I'm using my Lay Tarot Arthurian by Claire Duval. It is illustrated by Anatolian. It is a French mass market deck. It's very high quality. I've got the shimmy of an indie deck, and it's gold gilded, and it's stunning because, of course, it's Anatolian's work. Yeah. So, oh no, just totally moved the camera. Sorry. So, I did the 4-card spread, and then I have this Lightness of Being affirmation cards by Copper Tum. This is the Earth cards because Capricorn is an Earth sign, even though Capricorn is representative of the Devil. It is... I had to kind of keep reminding myself throughout this Decan that... we are in fact, an Earth. I'm just making sure the camera's on. Didn't look like it was on for a second. I have to remind myself that we are, in fact, in an Earth sign. Because it feels very different to me than it did for Taurus and Virgo, which is what I am. So I'm going to pull a card real quick here and see what it says for the affirmation card. It is truth and peace. Answers will come clearly as you pause and relax, kissed by the eternal sun, which I think is interesting because this Decan is in the Sun card, which is interesting. So I showed you guys the spread by Marlena Teresa. I already did the and there's the spread, and then there's the bottom that says by Marlena Teresa. I already talked to you guys about this Decan, and I was just waiting around for her to do the spread because I did mine early because I was going to the hospital yesterday, on the day that we turned to Capricorn 3. That started yesterday the 10th, and I was not available. So without further ado and further but rambling, let's get into this. So the first card is what I hold dear. So what do I hold dear? The freaking tower. We got the tower card, and I chose this deck because, first of all, I'm in love with it. I love anything Anatolian does. But this specific deck, when I was stressed and worried about what was going on with my heart, my grandmother and grandfather showed up through this deck. If you don't know, the kings and queens in this deck are in the same image. And if you put the two cards together, they're actually having a conversation. Or like here, the Queen of Swords is playing chess with the king, and you see in the king, I'm not digging it out, but in the king, if you put them side by side, that he's playing chess with her. The same thing with the wand, where the king and queen are an older couple sitting by a roaring fire, and I imagine that's what my grandmother and grandfather are doing at this very moment. So it was very comforting to know, and I literally could feel the presence when I was stressed out in the hospital, waiting to get this procedure done. I could literally feel them. I actually felt all 4 of my grandparents around me, which was comforting because at times I was in there by myself, and it really helped to know that I really truly was not alone. that they were watching out for me. And that's why I'm using this deck. I find it a very earthy, very spiritual deck. And so that's why. Long wind, why I'm using it. So the things I hold dear is the Tower. So I can see that because as a Virgo, I do not like change. I detest change. And I actually like that there's two dragons fighting it out. Like, everything is crumbling around them. Everybody's leaving, and the two dragons are like having it out, like the good and evil, or light and shadow versions of self, possibly. And that is me. I am the ultimate. I am my own Tower moment. Because a lot of things could be avoided if I had if I were just not so in my head about things a lot. And I make everything a Tower moment. So that makes sense in essence of what I hold dear. Is I refuse to let the Tower moment happen, and then when it does, I'm just like, oh my God, everything is falling apart. Hold on one second. Okay, I'm back. I had to let the dog in. It's 20-something degrees outside, and we have like 7 inches of snow on the ground. So, yeah, she wasn't going to be out there long. Okay, so number 2 is how to secure what I hold dear. So, and I find that interesting because it's asking me how can I hold dear the Tower card. And we have, it looks like the 9 of Pentacles. The 9 of Pentacles. And I just heard realizing what you have. Realizing not everything is a Tower moment, right? We're in a society where we've gotten so comfortable with getting whatever we want, whenever we want it, that when we don't get it, we have Tower moments. And that is basically sums up how I've always been. Like, not that I'm spoiled or anything, but it's always like, whatever, it's like I've not gotten things for so long that I make everything a Tower moment. And I'm like, of course, like yesterday, we had, I knew going into the day for some reason I had to be at the hospital at 6:30 in the morning. I knew for some reason there was going to be like a 4-hour delay, and there was. There wound up being an emergency that came in. It was very, very bad. Thankfully, the guy survived. He wasn't when he came in, but the doctor took care of him, and it wound up being the doctor that I was next in line. So I kind of was nervous on that. And I'm like, of course, when it comes to me, there's going to be a delay. But I didn't realize there was a whole slew of people behind me. None of us were getting to eat all day. It was a whole thing. And so it delayed by almost 5 hours, what I was there for. So my husband was there to kind of keep me calm, but he was like, you're not the only one that hasn't got to eat. You're not the only one that's waiting. And I'm like, yeah, true. And he kind of calmed me down, but I was in my head about everything. I'm like, this is what happens when I come in, and like, it's kind of like Murphy's Law. I see Murphy's Law as a Tower. Like, everything that can go wrong will go wrong. However, I went through and did the procedure with flying colors. I was in and out of after that, I was out of the hospital in a couple hours. And a lot of people, a few other people that had the same procedure had to wind up being admitted. So, in essence, I created a Tower moment where there wasn't one. I was just anxious and upset because I hadn't ate all night and day. And, but the 9 of Pentacles is always there to remind me she may have everything. She may not have everything she wants, but she has everything she needs. And that's enough. Sometimes to remind yourself you have everything you need. Why are you mad? So yeah, that makes total sense to me. Number 3, my source of personal power. The Ace of Batons or Wands. The source of my personal power is that fire I feel inside that to get up and go. And now I have the energy to get up and go. I don't have the the health issue looming over me anymore. And I feel like part of that is the tower, because I have that mindset of, oh, well, I just went through this horrible thing. I need to rest and just take a break. But I've been on a break. So this is the Ace of Wands reminding me you have the ability to get up and go. You have the ability to take action, to make things happen. You have this capability. Do it. Because now there's nothing stopping you. And number 4, how that source radiates meaning. And are you freaking kidding me? Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? How that source radiates meaning. It translates into writing. That's the Damoiselle, or the Princess of Swords. And I love the Light Seers for the fact that she's balancing on swords, but she's also got the writer brain going on. And I feel like that everything this year so far, other than the heartbreak thing with the heart, is literally telling me it's time to get back into the writing. It's time to put yourself out there. It's time to get out there and continue to write. And this isn't just her writing. It's birthing thought and ideas. And, yeah, you may be the princess or the page or this younger mindset, but you have the capability to make it grow and make it bigger and make it something. That's just amazing. I love it. And this is why I love this deck. It's amazing. So that is my, oh my God, Capricorn spread. Capricorn Decan 3 spread by Marlena Teresa. Once again, I give her props because I don't know that I could do this every week or every 10 days, come up with a new spread. I don't know if I could come up with a new spread once a month. So I give her props for being able to come up with a very insightful spread every 10 days for these Decans. And in that sense, it's almost sad that we only have a couple more zodiac signs to go. But at the same time, I'm ready for it to be over. Moving on to other things. So yeah, thank you guys for tuning in. Thanks for all your prayers and wishes for a good recovery when I was going into the hospital. If you guys have any questions, comments, concerns, don't hesitate to comment below. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up. If you want to see more, please subscribe. And don't forget to hit that notification button so you're alerted to any future videos. And y'all have a good night.